2025 is the year I read 5 books. You know it's a good product when you plan on repurchasing it. Hi everybody, what is up and welcome back to a brand new video. This video is going to be a little bit different. It is going to be my quarterly reset video. I'm honestly super excited. I have truly never done a video like this before, so please bear with me, and if you do like it, let me know in the comments or by giving it a thumbs up, and I can do monthly resets or keep them as quarterly. I'm currently doing my makeup at the moment, and I thought it would be really fun to go over my goals for the 3 months that it has been and see what I achieved. I've just been watching Friends on Netflix because they're not showing it after the 31st of March anymore, and I'm like rushing through the last season. In my brain, I'm like, oh my god, even though I've seen it 4 or 5 times, I have to finish it and see it through, as if I haven't watched it again. I'm just doing my makeup, so let's go over my quarterly goals. I've like gone through them because I've obviously made new goals for the new quarter, which I will go through as well, but I'm kind of embarrassed at how much I actually didn't do. The first goal is to read 5 books. I actually did do it, and I'm gonna go over them today with you guys because I didn't post any book reviews on YouTube or anything because I wanted to do it in the quarterly video. Very proud of myself. My goal, I think, in general for the year was to read 50 books, and I don't think I'm going to accomplish that within the first 6 months, especially because I'm going to be overseas for 5 weeks. All gonna work out. This is a very beautiful blush color that I've been using lately. Next on the list is to write 3 chapters of my book. So if you guys don't know, I am trying to write a book, thinking more of a novella than just a novel, because first time I would say I've written maybe half a chapter to a chapter. I googled how many words are in a chapter, and there is actually so many, and so that kind of overwhelmed me a little bit, not gonna lie. I'm actually not sure where I'm at. I definitely didn't do 3 chapters. Kind of upsetting, but I will have loads of time on the plane and on like trains and stuff when we go overseas, and I'm bringing my laptop, so I will hopefully be able to do some writing and get some inspo from overseas. So I'm really excited for that. The next goal was 2 fortnightly spends, and I did do this. The first one I did really well. It was very easy because I've been doing no week spends for quite some time now, so I thought I would bump it up fortnightly. The second one, I completely forgot that I was doing it, even though the first week was pretty easy and I don't think I spent anything. Definitely forgot that I was doing it. Didn't track it as good as I would have liked, but all in all, I did finish 2 fortnightly no spends. That is phenomenal. So the next couple are 3 at-home workouts per week, 5 daily walks per week. I was really good at the 3 at-home workouts per week. I was even doing 4 or 5 sometimes. However, once I finished doing like a challenge, for example, I was doing a Pilates challenge that you did 4 times a week for 4 weeks. Once that like finished, I dropped down. So I'm not going to tick these off as completed because I definitely didn't do 5 walks per week either, and I definitely only did like probably a month of 3 to 4 workouts per week at home and actually was consistent with it. So annoying, but that's okay. The next one was phone on do not disturb from 8 PM and no phone until 8 AM, which I probably did this maybe once or twice for the whole 3 months. A no from me. So I'm definitely going to try and implement it these months coming forward. The next one was drink water. I didn't set a limit of how much I wanted to drink, and I definitely feel like having that mug cup Stanley like dupe thing really helped me. So I want to say that I did do this. Maybe last month I was a little bit slack compared to January and February. I then also wanted to update my cover letter, which I definitely didn't do. I also stopped looking for other jobs. I didn't feel like I needed to do this as often. The next one was post on Instagram at least 3 times a week. I didn't specify what I wanted, but in my brain I knew that it was content related, and I definitely think I was consistent at this, but I don't think I was enough to tick it off and be like, yeah, I did that consistently for 3 months. I think it's really hard for me personally to set 3 monthly goals, and I've done it again for the next 3 months just because we are in Europe. But I think going forward after that, I'm probably going to stick to monthly goals. I am really good for a month and then I get a little bit lazy. Was to post 4 to 5 videos on YouTube a month. If there are 4 weeks or 5 weeks in a month, I'm definitely accomplishing that. I have never missed a Monday upload for a very long time. I'm happy happy to say that I've done that. And then the next one was to complete 4 pure profiles a week. Now, pure profiles are something that you can make money on. It's like a survey website, and I didn't do this. I ended up just working 7-day weeks for many weeks. I didn't really feel like that was a necessity for me, but I just didn't have time to do that. What is next on my makeup to-do list? I feel like I've definitely forgotten that I was doing my makeup. So those were everything for my January to March goals. I have written some quarterly goals out for the month April to June. 2 weeks into May to pretty much the end of June, I will be in Europe. I don't necessarily know how everything is going to work, but I am going to try my hardest to make this like achievable. I'm nervous because I didn't do a lot of my quarterly goals that I said I was going to do at the start of the year, and I really want to like prioritize myself and make sure that I am like committing to myself. That is really important these days. So the first one is essentially just the same, is to read 5 books. I'm currently reading a massive ass book, and it's also fantasy, I want to say. I don't actually know if that's the right genre, and I'm not loving it. I mean, I've only read up to the 2nd chapter, the 3rd chapter, but sometimes books have got to hook me straight in, otherwise I just DNR them. So I'm really trying to power through that one. 5 books is my first goal that I'd love to achieve. The next one is to actively put my clean washing away, and I need this to remind myself to do it because I am so bad. We have free power on the weekends, and I do my washing on the weekends, and they will literally sit there until maybe 2 weeks later until I get mad that I'm constantly looking at them. As soon as they are washed and dried, I need to put them away. The next one is to do the closing up shift before bed. I've seen so many people talk about this, so many people do it, and when I have done it, when I put the dishwasher on and cleaned up the lounge a little bit in the morning, I wake up and I'm like, wow, that was amazing. I definitely want to do that, even if it's a 5-10 minute closing shift. And I don't want to do it right before I go to bed either. I want to do it like maybe an hour before I go to bed, so then I'm not like rushing to go to bed, and I'm not like, oh, I'll just do it in the morning because I really want to sleep. I want to, yeah, try prioritize maybe like an hour before going to bed. Some freckles on. I've been loving little freckles lately. The next one is to drink 1.5 liters of water. And the reason why I wrote 1.5, that is like my fake Stanley dupes. That's how much it takes. So I want to at least drink one of those. I used to be so good at it, and then I don't know what happened, but I love this freckle burn. I probably go a bit too extreme with my freckles, but that is okay. That is the beauty of makeup. The next one is to write 2 chapters of my book. Like less than 3, so it's not as intimidating. I don't know. I'm gonna try really hard. I've been wanting to come out with a book for years, and 2025 is the year that I will be coming out with a book. So I've got to put my energy into that. The next one is to declutter and organize my kitchen. I would love to go through my kitchen and just like organize it a little bit better than what it is, and declutter any containers that have no lids to them, or like things that we do not use that are just cluttering up my kitchen. And there is no point me having them. I just finished my makeup, but I still had a couple of goals that I wanted to talk to you about. So the next one was put my phone on Do Not Disturb before 9 PM and no phone before 8 AM. So this is the same thing. Someone is ringing me. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I feel like I'm trying to talk through these goals super fast and everything seems to be just happening all at once. I am refixing my mortgage, and I've got a lot of bank calls at the moment, so that was just who called me. Like I mentioned, really trying to implement the phone off at 9, off the screen before 8 AM. I'm gonna do 1 fortnightly no spend before we head to Europe. I think that's really achievable. Keep up to date with my scrapbooking. I've been loving doing my scrapbooking lately, so want to keep up to date with that. Dog park 2 times a week. This will most likely be Mondays and Wednesdays for the weekend, so that will be really cool. I want to post on TikTok/Reels 2 times a week. I think that is super achievable, and hopefully with Europe I'll be posting a lot more. And then I want to work out 3 times a week. I've already worked out yesterday, which was Thursday. I'm just going to work out either today and then 1 day on the weekend, or both days on the weekend. And I need to eat a minimum of 2 meals a day. Yesterday I did. I feel really confident doing those from April to June. I'm sure there will be other things that I'd like to add. Those are are just like the things off the top of my head. I would love to continue this video and talk about other things. So I think what I want to cover in this video is the 5 books I read and kind of like a mini review, and would I recommend them to people, and then I would love to talk to you about my favorites for the past 3 months. I don't have much. I did want to share them with you guys anyway. Let's get on to the books. I thought we could sit next to our bookshelf. Very excited about this portion of the video. I read 5 books and they were all romance. Let's get them out. I read 5 books. I don't know if I'm gonna give away spoilers, so I probably won't. I don't know how to review a book sometimes. Bear with. First of all, we read This Girl. I think maybe this was my 3rd book of the month. This Girl from Colleen Hoover is the 3rd and final book of the Slammed series. Now, the Slammed series is a book surrounding poetry and a new girl moving to a city, meeting somebody. Pretty hefty book, a pretty emotional book. It deals with a lot of grief and that sort of stuff. This Girl is the 3rd and final book, and it is from the guy's perspective, and I really liked the way this book was written. This book was a, how do I explain it? It was a, he tells the story of the relationship from his point of view, but the way it is written made me really like it. They were in present tense, and then she would ask him a question, and then he would go back to his point of view from that particular time. And I really liked the way it was written. It was a super easy book to get through, and you don't honestly need to probably read it if you have already read the other 2 books. It's just nice, kind of wrap it up. Some things in this book that there weren't in the other 2 books. Really liked that. The next 3 books I read was the Lucy Score trilogy of things we never got over. Now, I want to say this is a 5-star trilogy. They're probably around a 4.5, but together they conclude it to a 5-star read. Things We Hide from the Light was the 5-star deal breaker. I'm not going to give you so much information on these 3 because I definitely will spoil, but the Things We Never Got Over, what I like about these, while the books are about 2 main characters, they still include literally every single person in all of these books, and you get attached to these characters. I got attached to one particular person in the 1st book, and I love when he came in to all the other books. They all represent different things. Like, this is about a runaway bride, falls in the trap of trying to help her sister, and her sister just F's her over pretty much. There's a lot. I didn't read the blurb of the book, so when I was reading this, I was like, what the actual hell has my sister set me up for? I've never read a storyline like this, and I think that's why I really enjoyed it. It moves to a small town, gets lumped with so much stuff from her sister, but finds romance a hell of a ride. Let's just put it that way. Then The Things We Left Behind is about the chief of police from the same small town and a private investigator. And this private investigator, they're looking for the same thing, but it's just like a romance that you would never imagine, or you would never see coming. And it was great. This one here is Things We Hide from the Light, and this was my favorite book. Loved this book. I love the characters. I think the guy in here has had so much trouble and so much trauma from his past that it makes him so unlovable, and I love it when they can show emotion. I don't know, I love the baggage type of stuff from books. The way that Lucy Score explains it is just amazing. However, if you don't like spice, I wouldn't read this book. Would I recommend all 3 of these? Absolutely yes. A little spice to spicy to the spiciest. I would 100% recommend every book that I have read in the past 3 months. They have all been very incredible. First book I read in January was called Love Unwritten. I've never read anything by Lauren Asher before, never even heard of her. This is a nanny to romance songwriter, emotionally unavailable man. It's all in here. I really liked this book actually. I truly really did. Yeah, it was pretty much essentially about a nanny who was working for this emotionally unavailable dude. His son, so kind, but he had some conditions. Nanny ended up breaking the guy's trust, but then it's a romance. It's a romance, and it turns out better than expected. But yeah, a lot of trauma and a lot of just shit going on in this life and in the guy's life. The girl was so precious, but I would highly recommend reading all 5 of these books. I literally love them. I am on to like a fantasy book, and I think I'm a romance girl through and through. Hope I didn't spoil anything, but hope I gave you enough of an explanation that you would want to read it. I tend to go into books blind. For fantasy, I have to read the back because I just can't. It's so funny that I'm a romance girl through and through, but my favorite series is from Lauren Roberts, which is a fantasy book. To make that make sense, I would love to show you some of my favorites now because I love that part. I just had a little giggle to myself because I am filming like the summer favorites while it's pissing down with rain. I don't have a lot to show you, but I still thought it would be quite a cool portion of the video to film. So here we are. I wanted to mention some TV shows as well that I've been loving. The first one is Castle and the second one is The Rookie. Both with, his name is John Nolan or Richard Castle. I think his name's like Nathan or something in real life, but he is just stunning actor and I just love watching those two. We've watched The Rookie twice all the way through and we're in the middle of like the first or second season of Castle, so have been really enjoying those lately. The things that I have physically got to show you, I'll start with like beauty, skincare, that sort of stuff first. First one is this Enco Beauty Ultra Clean Cleansing Balm. It is so good and it takes off your makeup so freaking well. I'm really glad that my sister recommended this to me. You do not need much at all and I feel like this will be a staple in my like skincare makeup routine for a very long time. Now I don't actually know what the ingredients are, but it feels like there is coconut oil in it and it's just like the way it goes on your face when you're taking it off, like it's so freaking nice. I love it just for the feeling in itself, but it's obviously a very great makeup remover as well. So would highly recommend this and would purchase this again, and I feel like it's a good bang for your buck. The next thing is this Essence Bright Eyes Under Eyes stick. I have loved this since I started my skincare routine. I like the way it looks. Sometimes it looks better like if I used a BB cream, you can see it under my makeup, but it's a really good kind of confidence booster if you are not wearing makeup. It's the nicest thing to add to my skincare routine. I have seen a YouTuber talk about skincare blush. Feel like if I had the skincare blush and this would be like the perfect combo. I wouldn't really feel the urge to put on much makeup, but highly recommend this. $8 from Essence, I know more. The next thing is this gel cleanser from Isano. This is the first cleanser that I've ever had and I actually just ran out of it today. I love it. Really nice on my skin. I'm not 100% sure about the foaming up bit yet. I'm still trying to work out my ratios. However, when I like wipe it off and dry it, my skin feels so clean. You know it's a good product when you plan on repurchasing it, but I do want to know, apparently I have heard, but I haven't looked too much into it, about stripping like the natural oils of your face by using a cleanser, so sometimes it's not recommended, but I will be repurchasing it and then doing some like deeper dive into this when I can be bothered. The next product is actually a hair product. Didn't know whether I loved or hated this, but I have gone back to it so many times where I need to feel a little bit confident with my hair, whether it's curly, oily, just not doing its thing, got to be. It's just like this hair stick and you just like, my hair is clean so I'm not going to do it, but like for example, because I have this weird, I'm trying to grow out my bangs but they're not like quite long enough, when I put my hair in a ponytail it looks funny, so I just like leak it up, and I feel like you do have to reapply it, but I feel like this will be perfect for like Europe personally when I go away and I just want to put my hair up in a ponytail and forget about it. Quite good. Now onto PJ. Never been a PJ girly. Fell in love with PJs this summer and I wanted to show you a few of my collection. I'm also going to be taking these to Europe with me, so kind of works out well. I can just pop these in my suitcase because it's a bit too cold now to be wearing these to bed. Little romper and it's so cute. It's white with like little flowers. I love her. She is so cute, so breathable. I just love aesthetically looking but comfortable pajamas. This is from Kmart. They actually did very well with their selection. So I got this one from the Warehouse. I just thought it was so cute. It was on clearance or something. Not something I would regularly pick up, but it makes me feel good, which is something that we love to see. Sorry if you can hear eating. My cat is literally eating behind the camera. My bestie got these for me for Christmas and I love the color, the material, the way they fit on me. So nice. They're a little two-piece set. Such a nice color too and I love them. The next and last pair I have is from Kmart. I think these are meant to be like Christmas pajamas, but they're literally just pink with cherries on them. I plan on wearing them whenever it's Christmas. I mean whenever it's summer, which happens to be Christmas time. I literally love them so much. That is all of my favorites that I wanted to share with you guys at this point in time. I'm sure if I do another quarterly or monthly reset, there will be some more to show you. Thank you guys so much for coming along with me for this video. Please give it a big thumbs up if you like it and comment down below if you think I should do more and if you think I should include anything else in these resets. I was planning to do my budget. I change my budget, I want to say like once every 3 weeks. I haven't found one that I 100% love just yet. When I do, I'm sure I'll let you know. But thank you guys so much for coming along. I hope you have a wonderful day or night wherever you may be. be, and I will see you all next time. Bye.